Number 178. 178. The description of Manomaya Kosha continues. Manomaya Kosha, mind is the one which both binds and frees oneself from the samsara. At functional level, avidya can be described as nothing but mind. Avidya, which avidya? Ignorance of one's nature. Self-ignorance is nothing but mind at the functional level. How mind binds? Vishayasakti means the mind binds. Vishaya Virakti, I hope you know these two words, we already discussed. Vishaya Virakti is the one, that means that it is illustration of given that of the breeze, not breeze, the wind. Wind brings the clouds, it scatters the clouds. Like that, mind is the one which brings in the bondage, and the same mind takes away the bondage. So how interesting. Now, what was being described was how this mind is that avidya at functional level. That was that, having described that. Through bondage, avidya, mind creates bondage, and through bondage it serves as the one who gives the sorrows to the jiva in life. That is now being described how bandhadvara, through the means of bondage, mind becomes the source of sorrow. Mind is source of sorrow or source of joy. Mind is the source of sorrow or joy. What is it? Is it source of sorrow or joy? Best thing is to tell both. You are safe, is it not? See, just now you have seen. What is it? Mind is the cause of both bondage and liberation. If mind is the cause of liberation, is it source of sorrow or joy? If mind is the cause of bondage, is it source of sorrow or joy? Both is. So therefore it depends on what? How you use the mind. How will you use the mind? Mind needs to be educated. How will you educate? Now the role of Viveka, etc. Viveka, Vairagya, all these roles do come in picture. So that will say, so how this mind becomes the source of sorrow by casting the bondage.
Asyāsadosha purusasya samskriti asyāsabandhasvamunaiva kalpitaha Janmādi-dukkasya nidānametār. Advaya. Rajas-tamo-doshavataha avivekinaha purushasya adhyāsa-dosha samsrutihi अध्यासबन्धः त्वम् अमुना एव कल्पितः एतत्
अध्यासबन्धः तु अमुना एव
अध्यासबन्धः तु अमुना एव कल्पितः एतत् जन्मानि दुःखस्य निदानम्. Again, रजस्तमो दोषवतः अविवेकिनः पुरुषस्य अध्यासदोषात् संसृतिः अध्यासबन्धः तु अमुना एव कल्पितः एतत् जन्मादिदुःखस्य निदानम्।
रजस्तमो दोषवतः अविवेकिनः. In the case of a person, who is that person? Aviveki. Aviveki means who lacks viveka. And what viveka? Atma, anatma, viveka. One who knows not the distinction between atma, the true I, and anatma, whatever that is distinct from I. So such aviveki. Why is he aviveki? What makes him aviveki? Rajastamo doshavataha. Vataha means one who is matu pratyaya, one who is endowed with, one who is replete with dosha, defects. What defects? Rajaha and tamaha means one who is predominantly rajasic and tamasic. That means the rajoguna and tamoguna hold the sway over whose mind and not the sattva-guna. If sattva-guna were there, viveka would have come, because clarity of thinking etc. is possible only by the presence of sattva-guna. But this person is predominantly rajasic and tamasic, which itself is a dosha. And from that standpoint, rajastamo doshavataha avivekinaha is adhyasa doshat, or alternate reading is adhyasa yoga. If you say adhyasa yoga, it means on account of, what is yoga? Don't say jnana yoga, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, adhyasa yoga. Adhyasa sambandha. Yoga also means sambandha. So because of connection to adhyasa. What is this adhyasa? Study Brahma Sutra Bhashya. What is it? To study Brahma Sutra Bhashya, you have to study Vivek Chudamani, and to learn Vivek Chudamani, you have to study Brahma Sutra. You know, what is this? Interdependence. It's interdependence, is it not? It's not that. Adhyasa means mistaking a given thing for something else other than it. That's it. Atasmin tad buddhi. Knowing a thing as the thing is not jnana. Tasmin tad buddhi. Knowing a thing as it is knowledge. Mistaking a thing other than what it is called adhyasa. In English we say superimposition. We have to use the word because there is no other word there, superimposition. Just as a rope is mistaken for a snake. What is there is only a rope. Now you say snake is adhyasa on rope. The adhyasa of snake has taken place on rope. A seashell is mistaken for silver. Adhyasa. A post is mistaken for a thief or something else. Adhyasa. Likewise, what I am not is mistaken as I. You may say, is it not better? Look here, I am what I am, plus whatever that is not me also is I. Like communist philosophy. Your money is my money is my money. Your money is my money, but my money is my money only. So that's in a way, that is what I am is I am me only, but what I am not also will become me. Is it not more the merrier? That is where we invite sorrow. Whatever that is not me is anatma, is the source of sorrow. Whatever that is truly me is nothing but Ananda Swarupa. Disowning the Ananda Swarupa, disowning the Shanta Swarupa, we mistake ourselves with Dukhi and Ashanta. Again, me, who is totally free from birth and death, is mistaken as the one who is subject to transmigration, birth and death. Desirable or undesirable? That is the cause of samsara. Would that be the case? It says, so adhyasa yoga or adhyasa dosha, because of this defect or sambandha with adhyasa, purushasya samsrutihi. Here purusha means the jiva. Purusha also can mean Brahma. Purusha evedagum sarvam yad bhutai yaccha bhavyam. Purusha, depending. Or three Purusha, man, woman. But here Purusha means the jiva. Jivasya. Purushasya, it says, adhyasayo purushasya rajastamo doshavataha avivekinaha purushasya adhyasayoga samsrutihi. Samsruti is samsara, this subject, that is this life of janma and marana, getting subject to sorrow. Purushasya samsrutihi. Now the question is, who has cast this adhyasa? Who has brought about this adhyasa? That is the handiwork of mind. Adhyasa bandha tu amuna eva kalpitaha. Amuna means by this one. Who is that this one? Manomaya kosha. By this manomaya kosha only adhyasa is kalpita, imagined, projected. How do you say so? Can you prove? In sleep, mind doesn't function, no adhyasa. See, look, you may say, what is it? How adhyasa operates? Who are you? What do you take yourself to be? Body, is it not? Body, mind, sense organs, in the organs of action, prana, etc. No? This is not true. You do one thing. I don't want to know you, Atma, etc. Whatever that is I, tell me, is it sachetana or achetana? Is it inert or sentient? I, sachetana, it is sentient. That much is pakka. Do you need Vivek Chudamani? Vedanta? Or you want to consult someone? What this I is? Sure? Now, body on its own, sachetana or achetana? Prana, vital air, how? In sleep, pranas are awake. Awake means they are functioning. And suppose a thief enters the house, pranas are not going to alert you. Because inner, they don't know that is there. So therefore, prana there. Indriyas also, these faculties by themselves are inert in nature. So that means this cannot be. But what is universal experience? I am the body. The inner body is mistaken as I. This is adhyasa. That's all. Only a technical term. You will say, oh, adhyasa, what is this, etc. This is as simple as this. Whatever that is not me being taken as me, that is what we call as what? Adhyasa. Then what happens? Whatever the intrinsic features of whatever that is not me appears as though belonging to me. Do you know sorrow belongs to whom? Anatma. Sorrow belongs to Anatma. So, Atma is nothing but Ananda Swarupa. That is why in sleep the Ananda that you get is on account of what? See, in the waking, if there is a very relishing dish, you will be happy. Melodious music is there, happy. Cozy sofa is there, you will be happy. Interesting novel is there, you will be happy. In sleep, what all these are there? Any of these are there? And first let me know, are you happy in sleep? Are you happy in sleep? That is why one day the person may forego the dinner but not the sleep. Now this happiness in sleep is on account of what? You can't say you had some sense indulgence. Do you know why? Indriyas and mind are not operating. So they are out. Yet you are happy. Who is there? Your true nature is still there. So therefore that is Ananda Swarupa. Then very easy. Sleep, oh sleep. Even in the class you sleep. Moksha. Is it? You know what is there? One problem is there in sleep. The root cause ajnana is there. It is hibernating there. Otherwise, how nice it would have been. We are so close to our Swarupa. Upanishad says, every day this jiva goes to Brahma. And ayyo, he doesn't. Really? Brother, every day the jiva goes to Brahma and in spite of that doesn't know that. Why? Even the word sleep shows that you merge with Brahma in sleep. You know, in Sanskrit, sleep means swapiti. Sleep means what? Swapiti. Do you know derivation of swapiti? Swam apiti. Swam, one so true nature. Atma Sarupa. Apiti. Prapnoti. Get. Think of it. How close it is and yet it slips off. क्या करना पड़ेगा? You have to get rid of that ajnana. That is it. Adhyasa. So on account of adhyasa, what happens? All sorrows that belong to Anatma appear as though belong to me, and I mistake myself to be samsari jiva. So that's why I say this adhyasa has to be negated, has to be destroyed. Adhyasa bandhatu amuna eva kalpitaha. Amuna means what? Manomaya koshena eva. By manomaya kosha alone it is projected. Therefore, what is the root cause of bondage? Etat. Etat means this manaha, manomaya kosha is janmadi dukkhasya nidanam. Nidanam, the main cause for dukkha in terms of janma, marana. Nidanam also means, you know what is that? Diagnosis. Suppose some disease, nidan ho gaya, is it diagnosed? Because if diagnosis is there, you can think of the remediation. If diagnosis itself is not there, may go around and what will become the bakra for the experiment of the doctors after. Whether it's malaria or typhoid, they give both. Because pathological tests, they cheat. All the time pathological tests are nothing. Especially malaria is not seen in the blood test many a times. And now doctor doesn't want to take risk and this thing. And baad mein liver got bloated. So that is how it is. So that means you are not able to diagnose. So if diagnosis is correct, provided there is a remedy for that, then it is easy. So here, so that is the, what is the diagnosis? Samsara Vedana Manomaya Kosha mind, which is nothing but avidya in operation, in function. This is what that is. Now question is whether there is a remedy or not. In the beginning, this is in the form of a dialogue. Yenaiva yatayatayosya param tameva margam tava nirdishami. You know how the student approach the master. He says, I am caught in the fire of this samsara. Please rescue me. Mahabhaishta vidvam tavanasya paya. Oh Viveki, don't be afraid. No damage for you. Why? There is the upaya. And that upaya is not something new experiment. Acha bakra mil gaya. I will try on you. I will try on you. No. Yenaiva yataya yatayosya param sadvi tameva margam tavanirvisha. That path which has been taken to by great masters of the past, same path I am going to tell you, means you are in the safe hands. Otherwise, suppose new medicine. So what happened? When first heart transplant was done, you know where it was done? Israel. And this cardiovascular surgeon was working, he is Israel, or I don't know, I think he was Israeli, but he was working in America. But surgery was done where? In Israel. And they say it is successful. But after 2 days, patient collapsed. What is their norm of success? Because after transplanting, the heart was beating. Heart was beating for 48 hours or something, or 24 hours or 40 hours. Ask him how much was the bill to keep this patient in a functioning of the heart condition, wherein he doesn't know 1,000 gadgets are put inside. Success. Some journalists asking, why was it not done in America? Because America doesn't give permission. They have to prove 50 successful cases. Then only they give permission. Because the first guinea pig. And the patient has got some hope, perhaps it will work. See, all these experiments are at whose cost? Patient cost. Because hope is there, no? Perhaps a cardiologist, very eminent cardiologist, from, if you want I can tell his name, Dr. B.M. Hegde. He has got, after MD, he has got, I think, 4 or 5 UK degrees and 1 American degree. He may be beyond 75 now. He was the Vice Chancellor also, etc. He said, when is going, the occasion of heart transplant is going to come. Number 1, heart is not functioning. Immediately heart is not transplanted. So all, whether bypass or whatever it is, everything is right. And then the condition comes, they can't do anything whatsoever with this heart. Now, if the heart has to reach that condition, you know what happens? What is the fate of other organs in the body? Liver, kidneys, lungs, etc. Their performance has come down. And at such a stage, again you have to wait for a heart to be available. And after that you will say, even let us say, I think nowadays they do it. They do it. I know one person from Bombay only. He is a surgeon. He is doing this heart transplant. So a helicopter is at disposal. You know, someone is dying. They have to get that heart and bring here and then transplant it there. So even if, let us say, it is successful, they can do it now. What is the general health of the patient? At the most, another 2-3 years. At what cost? Maybe, of course, that is not the high-tech medicine can do anything, that's fine as such. Emergency. There are people who want to do it. We are not questioning it. So that I say. Now, so here, this mind is the cause of what? Both? No, here cause of what? Adhyasa. As a result, it is the cause of samsara. Now, how to get rid of this samsara? So earlier it was told what should be done. Raja, Tamo, Guna has to be removed, Sattva to be developed, take to Viveka and Vairagya, then all Shamadama etc. comes, Sadhichamti comes, Ramana etc. comes, and therefore Nidhanam. Nidhanam means diagnosis also. Either Nidhanam means Adhikaranam. Adhikarana is main cause or diagnosis of the samsara is what? This mind. Therefore, the people who are knowledgeable, they call this mind as avidya. I hope you know this from 177. So earlier what was told in 169? Nahi asti avidya manasaha atirikta. Mind is not something different from avidya. At what level? Functional level. That was deduced and that is now concluded. So a practical purpose, of course, actually what is the relation between avidya and manaha? Karana karya. Avidya, ignorance of oneself, is the cause, and this mind is the effect. But for practical purpose, so that avidya is nothing but mind, because at operational level, it is the mind who does the job of avidya. See, that's why ignorance by itself is not a problem. That is how in sleep you have no problem. You know, ignorance is there. Exclusively ignorance is there. Ignorance of what? Oneself. No problem. But when that ignorance projects in terms of adhyasa in the waking and the dream, nothing but problem. So that, and who does this job? Mind does this job. He concludes this, that avidya is at operational level is mind.
Atasrahul mano vidya pandita sattvadarshina yenaiva gamyate vishwam Vayudevagramandalam Ataha Panditaha Tattvadarshinaha Manaha Avidyam Pravuhu Yena eva vishwam ramyate vayuna abramandalam iva. Again, ataha panditaha tattvadarshinaha manaha avidyam pravuhu भ्राम्यते वायुना अभ्रमण्डलम् इव.
Atah means as shown till now how at functional level avidya, mind is nothing but avidya. So therefore, Panditaha Tattvadarshinaha, such people. Who are those people? Panditaha. Actually, you know what is Pandita? Pandita means a Brahmajnani. In Sanskrit, Panda means Brahmajnana. Not this Prayag etc. Pandas. That is all. Panda means Brahmajnana. The one who has got Panda is Pandita. So that is it. Of course, by usage the word got corrupted. A scholar is called as Pandita. In Maharashtra, cook also is called. In Maharashtra, a cook also is called. I told you once. I had this problem in long back at Nagpur. I had told many times. See, where I used to stay, a cook used to come and he used to cook. So I said, today Pandit has not come. I thought surname is Pandit also. No, Pandit is surname. So maybe that means the name is Pandit, he has not come, etc. One day I went to some other house. There also Pandit's name I heard, and I could find out it is referring to who? Cook only. Then I thought in nearby house, maybe one cook may be working here and there, etc. After 6 months, I got shifted to an entirely different region. And there also universal Pandit is this Pandit is I don't know what now this. Those days transport at this Nagpur was very difficult. Even a cycle, it will take 1 hour for him to reach such a distance is there. I asked, is his name Pandit? No, we call cook as Pandit. We call cook as Pandit. That's okay, that's a particular stage. No, Pandita. Primarily Pandita must be who is a Brahmajnani, but a scholarly person is called as Pandita. Now here we have to take Pandita as scholarly person, because immediate next word is Tattvadarshinaha. Brahmajnani is there. So therefore here, a person who has studied the Shastra, Panditaha. Panditaha, that is scholars, and not simple scholars, not simply studied the Shastra. Tattvadarshinaha. So those who have got Tattvadarshana, Brahma Sakshatkara, Atma Sakshatkara, Aparoksha Jnana of Atma Brahma, Tattvadarshinaha. What they say? Manaha avidyam prahu. Prahu, they say, they call mind as what? Avidya. They call mind as avidya. Why? He says, this is the mind which brings in samsara, takes away samsara. How it is? An illustration is given. Vayuna abhramandalam iva. By wind, Vayu and wind, abhramandala, that is mass of clouds. Just as wind brings in the mass of clouds, again it drives away the mass of clouds. Both done by who? Wind. So also, it is the mind through adhyasa brings in bonding. Through knowledge, it drives away the adhyasa, makes one discover one swarupa. Vayuna abhramandalam iva. Yena eva. Yena means yena manasa eva. By which mind only. Vishwam bhramyate. Vishwam. This Vishwam. So what is the Vishwam? Brahmyate. World. World means what? Function. So this entire Jagat is what? Is dependent on what? Mind. You may wonder how the ocean, the mountains, valleys, etc., trees, earth, planets, galaxies, etc., how they depend on mind. Do you ever dream? Dream world, who created? Your own mind. Is it not? If you, the dreamer, can project the dream world, waking mind, waking mind can project the entire. So that is, in fact, in Yoga Vasishtha, so it is very, not at some places, how everything is nothing but the projection of the mind. In fact, what is the samsara bija? Deha. What is the bija of deha? Chittam. See, in sleep, are you aware of your body? Body is mindless. Mind is that you are aware of. Mind is that you are aware of the Jagat. So that's why Mandukya Karika makes only two states of consciousness. One is deep state, other is dream. There is no waking state at all. Category. You know why? Waking state is as good as dream state being the projection of the mind. Of course, it is a higher level as such. So there yeneva vishwam brahmyate. This jagat means spins. Fine. We have got the diagnosis. What is the diagnosis of samsara? Mind. Now what you require? Merely knowing how the disease has, what cause the disease not going to help. You have to remedy. So what is the remedy now? What a mumukshu has to do now, that is being told.
Tanmana shodhanam karyam kayatnena mumukshuna vishuddhetati chaitasmin mukti parapalayate. Anvaya. Tat mumukshuna prayatnena manashodhanam karyam etasmin vishuddhe sati cha mukti parapalayate. Again, tat mumukshuna prayatnena manashodhanam karyam etasmin vishuddhe sati cha mukti parapalayate.
Tat means tasma, therefore. What is that therefore? Because mind is the cause of samsara, therefore. And how mind binds? Mind which is full of rajoguna and tamoguna binds. Therefore, what should be done? Mumukshuna, by mumukshu, one is keen to get free from the bondage of samsara. Prayatnena, this should be done. Prayatnena, prakrishta yatnena, by industrious effort. By industrious effort. What should be done? Manashodhanam karyam. Should purify the mind. Manashodhana means purification of the mind. Should karya means should be done means should accomplish the purification of the mind. How will you do that? Every day morning, bathe the mind. Which shampoo to be used? See, first, remember what is the defect? Dosha. Mind becomes the cause of samsara on account of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Then Mala is what? Rajoguna and Tamoguna. So therefore, remove Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Which soap to be used? Which water? Distilled water? Sattva Guna. Sattva counteracts Rajoguna and Tamoguna. So that is one has to, that is, purify the mind means one should get rid of Rajoguna and Manoguna. That is Manashodhanam Karya. Then Tasmin Vishuddhe Sati. Tasmin means Manasi. In the mind, Vishuddhe Sati, when becomes purified. You know what is the characteristic of pure mind? Vedanta always insists on one thing. Shuddhanta karana, Shuddhanta karana, Shuddhanta karana, translated as pure mind. What is that pure mind? One more thing is there, not simple pure mind. Nischala. Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Naishchalya. Nischala mind. Nischala mind is what? Ekagra mind, non-wavering mind. These two things are indispensable to gain the knowledge and abidance in the knowledge. So, what is that Shuddha? How can you know mind is pure? Which test you have to undergo? MRI will help. Any further than MRI nowadays? Let us not bother about it. So that is a mind which is calm, composed, unruffled by sense objects, which has got clarity of thinking. That is what is Shuddha Mana. Shanta. By just disposition, not by doing something, just by disposition. And which has got clarity of thinking, knowing the thing as they are. Do you know why? Finally, the knowledge of Atma has to be gained by this mind only. The mind which was hitherto culprit, running after the sense object and creating the havoc of samsara alone. That's why Manaya Manushanam Karanam Bandha. That mind alone has to gain the knowledge. But do you know what it has to become? It has a pure being. That mind should become exactly like Atma. Just as when you see your face in the mirror, reflection is like what? Exactly like your face or not. Except one error, that is here. You know what is that? Lateral inversion is there. Right side appears as the left one, left appears as the right. That is fine. That's the nature of the mirror. But In Atma Swarupa, when mind becomes exactly like Atma Swarupa, lateral inversion also is not there because there is neither right nor left there. At the same time, it should be Nishtala, non-wavering. What about that? You are able to cognize the Atma Swarupa directly. That is Atma Jnana. Atma Jnana is not study of books. I think we already seen that somewhere. Avinyate pare tattve shastradhitistu nishpala vinyate pare tattve shastradhitistu nishpala. Avinyate pare tattve, if you don't have the direct knowledge, sakshatkar of Atma Jnana, your entire study of Vedanta Shastra is futile, useless. Vinyate pare tattve shastradhitis nishpala. You may conclude, before gaining the Atma Jnana, sakshatkara, study of Vedanta Shastra is useless. Perhaps after gaining the Atma Jnana, Vedanta Shastra may be useful. The same trend is Vinyate pare tattve shastradhitistu nishpala. Even if you gain the direct knowledge of Atma, Shastra Dhyana is useless. Therefore, what should we conclude? Close the Vivek Chodhamani book and walk off. Don't waste Sunday evening, precious. For Bombay, Sunday evening is very precious. And if you come like this at related to the काम से गया है, not available at all. In the beginning you should be the काम से गया है. बाद में they will understand that ये कुछ काम कर So that is it. So how? So what does it mean? And who has given this? Author of Vivek Chodhamani, and he also goes on and on up to 584 stanzas. Means Shastradhiti should be the means to gain Sakshatkara, Vijnana of Atma. Otherwise what we do? We mistake the means for the end. Otherwise, study will give one thing. What is it? Paroksha Jnana. It also is a great accomplishment, but that is not the final goal at all. So what should be there? So that should be, that is Aparoksha Jnana of. Okay. Therefore now, when this mind has become pure, etasmin vishuddhe saticha muktihi karafalayate. Afterwards, there is nothing much that you need to do to gain moksha. Muktihi karafalayate. It becomes like the phala on your kara, like the fruit on your palm. Suppose the same fruit was there on the tree, or Crawford Market. Andheri Market, okay, good. You need not go up to Crawford Market. Andheri Market. What is that? You have to go there and get it, or pluck it from the tree effortlessly. Even market, you have to see whether purse में कुछ है क्या और क्या नहीं. And it happened to be mango, and month happened to be November. prices will rocket up, etc. No. Karafalayate. Like the fruit on the palm, just you can put in the mouth. So ready. So that means what? If Shuddha Mana is there, if Mana Shuddhi is accomplished, Moksha is what? As good as accomplished. Little few things are there, but it is as good as it. And if that Manashuddhi is not there, even if you do Shirshasana, it is not. That is, moksha is not. It is the indispensable preparedness, that is, to gain the moksha is what? Manashuddhi. Fine. This much is now asserted. What is that? To gain moksha, Shuddha Mana has to be accomplished. What are the means to gain the Shuddha Mana? So that is now being described.
Mokshaikasasya vichayesu ragam nirmulya sanyasya cha sarva karma Sachrathaya yakshravanadi nishtha Rajasvabhavam sadunoti buddhe Anvaya Yaha Mokshaika Satya Vishayeshu ragam nirmulya sarva karma cha sanyasya sat shraddhaya shravanadi nishtha saha buddhehe rajasvabhavam dunoti. Again, yaha mokshaika satya vishayeshu ragam nirmulya sarva karma cha sanyasya sat shraddhaya shravanadi nishtha saha buddhehe rajasvabhavam dunoti.
So, the way how Manashuddhi can be accomplished, what all things need to be done, are described one by one. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Manimadisha Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Lo